So here's the OEM part number for this cylinder kit. Flip it over. Get a new plastic bezel to push in. Cylinder. And then also its mating sleeve. The grease. Plus they give you all the different pins and springs so that you can code out the current key that you have by sliding in the correct disc. And there's what comes out. Two screws, one here, and this thing just yanks down because of the clips. Come over here, you got one screw on the side, one screw down there. This guy I'll yank back some. This panel right here, just yank it off. It's just a bunch of clips that hold it in. After that, one screw here just to loosen this up. Then you'll be able to yank this guy down to give you a tad bit more room. And then I'll show you underneath how to get it with a pick, and you don't have to take any more of this apart. You can see right there, that's where I'm going to be using my long pick with a 90 on the end. I'm going to be pressing that metal tab in underneath the ignition cylinder to get it out. You put your key in, then you turn it, so this way you can reach your hand around and then have something to yank to pull it out. As you can see, my pick is pressing right where that metal lever is. All I gotta do is pop that in and then I can pull it out with the key. Of course, I'm gonna need two hands, but at least you can get an idea of how I can get it with pulling so little of the dash apart by pushing it with a pick. So I switched over to the straight pick and I was able to get that little bit of extra because it was binding on me when I jammed up there harder. And then I was able to get the key to come just a little bit forward. So after you do that, this guy will just pull right out. There's that little tab you press in, so you need the key partially turned, otherwise if it's in a lock position, that doesn't press in. So you gotta make sure your key's partially turned over, and then I'll show you how to recode a new cylinder. So you can't get this thing out because it's pinned, so you have to look at the orientation of this on the inside. This guy, you can see, has to be located to this notch here. Then up top, there's a spring-loaded pin, and you got to get in there, and you got to push it down with a little screwdriver. Then you can push this guy out. So there's that spring-loaded pin right there. So you can see those keys sliding. The reason why I replaced this is because I would have to bump my key around every once in a while, and my other key I never used had the same problem. So what we can see happened here was this one right here. See that slot right here? It's stuck, it's sticking, it's binding. So that's why, see now it popped out. That's the reason why my key was probably, I had to bump it up and down to get that tumbler to fall correctly. So that's why my key was sticking. Let's take a closer look at the kit that we got. So here's the springs. Now here's where you get into the tumblers. There's different part numbers here. So you start out with 41, 42122, 41A, A. Then you get 42, 43, 44, and 45. Then of course you get another D10 ball, and then that piece right here, it goes right on the top side there where that spring and the I don't know, call it paper clip, looks like it goes right there. And of course your plastic piece, another housing, and then of course the cylinder. Also with these tumblers, that last digit right there, that 4 before the A, matches up with the number that's on the actual tumbler itself. So each bag, when that digit changes, so does the number for this. Alright, so let's try out doing the first one here. So we got our new one down here, our old one up top. Now to get these out, you can use needle nose, whatever. So this guy, I'm just going to pull them out by hand. There's the little spring. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to look right there. It says 3. Try to get that better with the zoom. So as you can see, that one says number 3. It took me a little bit there to get the camera to zoom or to focus correctly. So now I'm going to take that one, throw it over here. I'm going to write down 3. I'm going to put a spring in my new one. And then I'm going to take this new one here that says 3. I'm going to drop that in. So I'm going to do that to the rest of them. So another thing, as you're doing them one by one, it's pretty easy to stick the key back in, because otherwise those guys want to go flying out, especially when you got a lot of them in. So I'm going to show you what it looks like when you have a fresh, brand new cylinder lock. How easily these things, they just easily move in and out. And then to make sure they don't go flying around, just stick your key in and they stay in. So it's very helpful when you're trying to do one at a time. Alright, let's get this thing put back together. It's all greased up. You got the long spring, you got the pin. This guy here, you put it in from this direction, where your little metal tab is back here. You want to use the deep hole, the deep pocket. There's a shallow one and there's a deep one. You want to use the deep one for this one. Put your spring in first. Then you want to put it on this side so that your one release is back here. Now this is keyed. There's a slot down here that needs to go with the slot that goes the through slot, which is right here. So I push that pin in and then slide it all the way in. Got a couple of these. This is definitely a lot tighter than the other tumbler. That thing was loose. There we go. There we go. So now everything's working like it did before. I got my original key. We got a new tumbler. This thing is definitely tight compared to what it was before. So now I'm not going to bind. Before putting this thing in there, you got to put this ball in there. The spring, and then the paper clip guy, and then you go slide it in. I used a pair of channel locks to get that guy to lock down and seat. Alright, so now we're going to install it. I got the key slightly turned so that guy there goes in easily. And then I think we just have to go like that. Bingo, that's it. Yep, that's it. Yep, perfect. I'm going to pop in the bezel, keys in. There we go. That's 10 years of wear, at least 2 key cycles a day, usually more. And you can see some of those slots started to go angled. So that means that these keys are eventually not going to be working very soon. So that goes to show you what happens inside after 10 years. So then I put this screw back in. Then this screw. And then this screw. This panel. Then the bottom one, you got to get your pin back there in. Then your one screw here, and then your one screw over here, and it's done.